What's up, YouTube fam? How you guys doing today? Clint Lund here with Lund MX, back with another video. Today, boys, is going to be a good day. You saw it probably on Instagram. I flashed it real quick on a YouTube post. We are bringing the 87 KX500 back to the shop garage, whatever, today, and it is getting torn down, boys. We are getting moving on this project finally, after I don't even know how long of a hiatus that bike has been put away. Rewind, if you're new to the channel, thanks a lot for kicking in and checking out what's going on today. The KX500 has been an absolute headache since the day I got it. It wasn't until some further investigatory actions led me to believe that someone had changed at some point the case on the stator side. I would imagine due to some sort of hole in the case from maybe a chain or something like that. But anyway, they did not use the same year case that came off of it. Looks like they may have used somewhere in the 90s or after the 89 change. And then the right side, the clutch side of the lower end, is completely original 87 up to 88 KX500 block. So I think for that reason a few things have been changed, like the stator, probably the timing location as far as where timing and firing is. And if you guys didn't see, I threw a little tiny clip of the KX5 when we're at Robert's house for Supercross and we're kicking back barbecuing. I decided to throw a leg over the KX and kick it over, and it fired and it revved to the moon. It stuck on throttle, but the cable and the throttle slide were completely closed. So, which leads me to believe that we have a lot more going on than meets the eye. We have some massive air leak from either the case not being sealed properly when they put it back together, the base gasket of the cylinder, the magneto side flywheel seal. Like, it could be a number of things. But anyways, guys, I need to, today is the goal is to go pick that thing up and run it back over the shop garage, whatever, and start tearing that thing down, rip that beast apart and find out what the heck. And then after we get the motor solved is where you guys come into play. Now, I've proposed this a couple different times, what to do with the KX500. So I had given some ideas as to a full ground up resto rebuild, make it exactly like it came from the factory or as close to as I can get it, or some sick mod, nice exhaust, hit up my buddy up in Canada, Adam Millar, have him do some engine mods, electron carburetor, full pro circuit exhaust, you know, I mean, just run the whole gambit on this thing and just make it some killer motocross weapon. Change out the front forks, make it all as modern as I can get it. Or motard, possibility. Or some crazy hill climb beast. Or leave your comment down below, because I'm seriously out of ideas on this one. But I guess I'm not out of ideas, just I don't know what else. But anyways, leave that comment down below. And definitely, if you're enjoying this whole debacle of the now 3 Kickstarter breaking KX500, make sure and like this video, please, guys. It helps me out a lot. It's been at least a 2-week hiatus from me from YouTube. Not for anything bad. It's just been YouTube is not my 24/7. It's not my day. So I get to it when I have, honestly, just good content to show you guys. I'm not gonna sit here and vlog about, you know, what I ate for breakfast and then, you know, whatever I did that day. I like to show you guys like interesting stuff, stuff that gets you guys pumped because it pumps me too. I love it. So right now, guys, I am en route to Adam Antic Nap, the 7 Deuce's house. We got to prep 2 bikes for him. We're in the midst of motocross season right now, and he's got some training to do, and Tyler Antic Nap, his brother, is back on his bike. So all good stuff, guys. So I'm gonna go over there for a little bit, help him get these 2 bikes, or I know one for sure, and the other one we need to get ready for the motor to put back in it after that race in Seattle. Don't know if you guys saw that, but that was interesting. So anyways, I'm on my way to his house right now. Smash that like button, guys. I need it, and let's go. Let's get this done. I can't wait. Quick stop at Adam Antic Naps, then on to Robus's to pick up the KX500. Then we take it back to the shop garage, whatever. Tear that thing down, get blasting on it, find out what the heck, and order parts, and talk about it from there. But first, it's time to get some music pump going. There we go. Alright guys, so I'm back. Just finished up working on the 7 Deuce's bike, getting it all ready for outdoor. So you can go start playing around in the outdoor world, kind of detach from Supercross for a little bit. So I just put on, I'll flip it around, all of the rear suspension, the outdoor, and then the front door out suspension. Changed the sprocket over to a 49 from a 50, 51, 52, something like that. But bike is on point. He's gonna ride down to his house down there tomorrow, and then maybe we might go to Tulare on Sunday. So Sunday, I think him and I both will, maybe Tyler too, will head out to DT1 Cycle Park, Tulare, California, and go put in some moto. But anyways, guys, as promised, KX500 is next on the list. I'm just finishing up with a couple little things here. I gotta clean up my tool crib, which is blasted right now, and then head back, pick up the KX5, and I will see you guys as soon as we get to the shop. And this one here, we're waiting on the motor for. I guess it's done. We just need to, maybe another day, get this thing all scrubbed up. I brought some aluminum cleaner. He has some Scotch-Brite. We're going to get this thing all cleaned up. But slight detour because your boy needs to go to the gym. Needs to do some work.
Yeah.
Pump some iron. Or just probably just crazy burn of calories, huh?
Yeah. I wouldn't say so much iron pumpage.
No, cardio blast. So, anyways, guys, like I said, we are going to go pick up the KX500 right after this. I got a little drive back home. So I'll see you guys at the shop garage, whatever. Okay, guys, time has come. Finally, after a long time sitting, KX500. Weighs so freaking much. Curious how much it weighs. Rolling a cow up here. Not too hard, because just a little bit, yeah. Boys, so she's back in the shop garage, whatever. So, like I said earlier, something really wrong with the engine. As you guys saw, In that one video, the engine just took off, revved to, I don't know, 7,000 RPM, 8,000 RPM, and then eventually ran out of fuel and died. So I'm interested to see if there's any damage to the piston cylinder. Wouldn't doubt it. I think it's a cast iron cylinder, so we'll start tearing it down, getting the pieces into boxes, figuring out what we got to powder coat, what we got to replace, what we got to repair. So without further ado, let's do. Alright boys, we have everything torn down, ready to pluck this engine. Let's do it! Let me get that chain off. Hopefully, pivot bolt comes out easily. I have low hopes, but back end off. Push down all your might, brother. We actually reduced a lot of weight, shouldn't be too bad. We have parts everywhere, boys. Parts to recondition, for the garbage, restore, recover, radiators I need to check out. But for sure we got to pluck the power plant here, so let's get that going. Gosh, man. Crusty. That's no go. Come on, it's all rusted on there. There it goes. I think this was an O-ring chain at one time.
Really?
See, like rotted O-rings in here. Rotted O-rings.
Okay. That's actually one of his songs. Okay.
There we go.
Okay. Oh, free stickers.
Oh yeah, this is an O-ring chain, I can tell. Wow. Rusty. That goes in the special filing cabinet.
I have these. Okay. Okay. That's actually one of his songs. Chocolate game. Chocolate game.
Okay. Sweet. Oh, this kind of stuff, boys, is going to be hard to find. eBay for that. Alright, chains off. Let's try to get this swing arm pivot bolt out, which I am not looking forward to. Alright. Should get off that.
Take the bolt all the way up before I maybe hit it with the bolt on the end of it.
Are you talking about this?
This guy have it so.
Oh, no. Because we're going to just love tap it first.
Okay. I just thought maybe with the
And
bolt on the end of it.
Keep this saying nice things to it, and
I know I
comes out.
sprayed a shit ton of stuff in there to try and.
I don't even know the last time this wheel has ever been off.
Oh, it's moving! It's moving!
And that's just with the pad of my hand.
Damn. Get juice it on that. Oh my goodness.
A little rusty?
Not bad.
What are you talking about? It's brown.
Well, I mean, it's not compared. It's not.
Look at the disc. Brown.
I know, but I mean, it came out. It's rusty, but.
Well, it looks like the pivot bolt's actually going to come out on demand. We just need a longer punch. Which I have at the bottom of my bag of tricks. I don't believe it.
Actually, probably pull it. Yeah,
Bring it on.
Yeehaw.
Hey, that's a good piece. We'll drop the good piece. I got one.
That'll be the wrong headset anyway.
So we got to take off the front motor mounts, which are like just drilled in the frame, super easy. Super easy. And then the rear actually has some motor mounts too.
Yeah, that one really sweet.
Engine's coming out soon.
Alright.
I think he'll make it. Oh, it's pissing on me.
Move this out of the way.
Oh. I got pissed on. Look at that frame. It's so clean. Alright, boys and girls, so I am going to start pulling this thing down, seeing what kind of damage was done. Hopefully none. Robert has the frame propped up precariously here on the stand so we can check all the welds and make sure we don't need to make any repairs before sending it off to powder coating. Debating on the color. Maybe you guys can help me here. Do we do the original silver? Robert's thinking black. Or Kawasaki green. I know someone here in town that has the correct green for this year. Or what other color? So, well, they didn't touch all their gaps, did they?
They didn't.
There's a couple gaps. Yeah.
Down here.
But now, let's pull the cylinder head off and see what kind of trouble I'm in for letting it rev to high hell. And go from there. Alright guys, so we got the engine all apart, we got the bike totally blown apart and in several pieces, and I'm thinking for the frame, I'm thinking black. Robert's kind of got me leaning towards like a nice gloss black, and then also do the swing arm in black, the subframe in black. And I have a different fork set from a different bike I'm going to be trying to adapt onto this. We'll see how it fits. But wheel set, thinking black, like just try to go all black and green with this thing, and nice accents, you know, nice gold plated chain. Nice chain sprocket combo, you know. But anyways, I'm gonna flip you around and show you guys the motor. Cylinder's off. Looks good. There's no gouges or plating missing, but I definitely see a little bit of scratch marks from when this thing held pinned for the, I don't know, I wouldn't even say a minute, probably closer to like 30-40 seconds. Rod feels nice and tight, no play up and down in there. You could definitely see the two different cases that they used here. This one has no black paint on it. This one is black painted, and you could also see in here the black paint starting to wear off over the years, and then over here there's nothing at all. So I know the case was changed, and these are bonded center cases. There is no gasket, so it looks like they used black RTV, and more than likely they didn't prep the surface very well. I do see some pretty good size globs hanging out in these in the joints where the two cases came together. So I'm thinking either the air leaks in here, it could be still from the stator side seal. It could have been from the base gasket. These studs are pretty heavily corroded. Obviously these will all get either replaced or cleaned, the deck cleaned. I'm gonna order a gasket kit for it so I can completely redo it. And then of course bearings, all that good stuff that's inside there, but the crank is in good shape. I have no reservations reusing it. It's nice and tight. 500s weren't really known for burning up cranks, so either way. Here's the cylinder head. I got some rust patterns coming out of the water jackets next to the studs right there. It could have had a bad head gasket. Not completely sure. There's a lot of variables, but I think just resealing the engine in general is gonna probably fix our problem. So having said that, guys, I want to thank you all for stopping by today. I appreciate you always tuning in. I'm glad to finally get the KX500 back in the shop garage, whatever. And it's going to be an awesome build, guys. Definitely stay tuned. We're going to do this kind of quickly, so if you haven't subscribed, make sure and do it already. Make sure and like that video, guys. If you like what you saw today and you like the direction it's headed, definitely leave a comment and any suggestions you guys might have. Trolls take a walk. If anyone has any source for KX500 stuff, you know, especially aftermarket, if you're hanging on to some stuff, this is an 87. The 10th digit is an H, is in Henry. But I got a lot of work to do. Got to break the wheels down, get the spokes out, get the outers clean, send those in and get them powder coated. I might just replace the outers, get new outers, because I'm going to get new spoke kits and get the hubs done too. So this thing's going to be bling-tastic, guys. Really, really looking forward to it. It's going to be definitely a lot of work. I'll show you the piston real quick. Piston, I think the scarring right here, it's got some good cross hatching still on it. I don't know if that's going to show up or not. But it's got good cross hatching, but it also does have some cold seize marks from when this thing fired up and stayed pinned for a minute. Here's the exhaust side. And now these black, I got black on either side by the wrist pin. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's from blow-by. That's carbon blow-by. Which means that my cylinder might not be symmetrical, and confirming that it is not an iron cast iron sleeve. It is a Nicosil sleeve, so I'm kind of bummed about that. I thought it might have a cast iron, which I could just bore it, put it to the next size up, but it looks to be Nicosil lined, so I don't know what to think about that. But the piston definitely has some blackening underneath the ring landing. So you guys might, if you know about this, I have my theories why I did that. I'm not going to say I know exactly what's causing that, but I have a pretty good idea that either this bottom ring was not sealing, or either ring wasn't sealing, getting blow-by on the sides. Usually if you saw the black all the way around the ring landings, would just mean that the piston was just burnt in general. But because I got it on that wrist pin side, and that wrist pin side kind of leads me to believe, I know that these 500s, I mean, from the many I've worked on and owned, and I've done several 500 AF project, conversion projects, I know that the cylinders do wear in an hourglass type figure. So I do have some bore gauges, bore depth gauges, and I could check and see if it's true or not. But anyways, guys, that's going to close up the video for today. From London MX, from the shop, garage, whatever, this is Clint Lund with London MX. Love every single one of you guys. I will be talking to you very soon. Make sure to like, subscribe, stay tuned, as I already said. Other than that, guys, deuces. Peace out for now.